Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 37 of the Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 23, where the Mariners will kick this week off still on the road against the Chicago White Sox. Hello everybody, hope you guys are doing okay. If you are, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content as the Mariners continue their march towards the postseason. They'll be facing Dylan Cease, who's on the mound today, 3.54 ERA through his 25 starts. He looks ready to go, and it's going to be, of course, Kolten Wong, who steps into the batter's box first for the Mariners, hitting .240 up on the season. And he's going to get plunked to begin this game as an 0-2 slider runs in on him. So interesting way to start the day. Meanwhile, Crawford up next, though, won't matter as that's a 6-3 double play. And it's just like that. Wong and Crawford hit the bench. Ty France up next. He looks at a full count walk. Fastball a little bit low, so he'll take first base. That'll bring up Julio Rodriguez, who gets fanned on the high 97-mile-per-hour fastball. And that'll be how the top of the first ends. On the mound for the Mariners will be the Chris Flexen righty, the former Korean pitcher, who is making his 26th start on the season. Has been pretty good as the number 5 starter. Andrew Benintendi, the former New York Yankee, will begin for the White Sox as he takes an 0-1 curveball, chops over to France, and that'll be a 3-1 play. So we'll take a look at this White Sox lineup. Up next, we'll see Ryan Burroughs making his MLB debut, followed by Eloy Jimenez, Andrew Vaughn, Yohan Moncada, Oscar Colas in right, Zebi Zavala behind the plate, Jake Marisnick at center, and Eric Gonzalez at second. His team 8th in the American League in slugging. As here is the shortstop today, Ryan Burroughs, whose first MLB at-bat ends in a 6-3 groundout. Eloy Jimenez up next, full count pitch, pops it up into foul territory. Brants will range over and grab that one, and both teams will scoreless through 1. We'll go to top 2 now, where Jared Walsh will lead off, and he hits this one up the middle as he continues to be one of our best bats since the trade deadline. He's been an amazing pickup. He's on first, and Teoscar Hernandez takes an 0-1 fastball and hits it into right center field, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. An RBI double for Hernandez. If Walsh has been the best hitter since the trade deadline, Hernandez might have been the best hitter since the All-Star break. He has been absolutely sensational. He gives the Mariners a 1-0 lead, as Suarez up next, though, will strike out and be thrown out at first base. So that's now 1 down for the former White Sox and A.J. Pollock, who played last year here in Chicago. He grounds out, but he does move Hernandez up to third base. Cal Raleigh up next, trying to bring Hernandez home. Ropes one in right, but it's right at Colas. But the Mariners do get one. We'll go bottom 4, Andrew Benintendi at the dish, and he gets a first pitch slider, hits it into right center field, where it'll be caught by Teoscar Hernandez. Ryan Burroughs up next, 2-2 pitch, gets jammed, but it's over the glove of France. And there it is, the first ever Major League hit for Ryan Burroughs. What a day. He's only 18 years old, the native out of Panama, and he's already got himself a Major League hit. I was still in high school when I was 18. Next batter, Jimenez will look at a circle change. That'll be strike 3, so that's the second out of the inning. And then Andrew Vaughn will rip one into left field. Pollock cannot get there in time, gives it a jump. But Burroughs has some speed, and with 2 outs, he was going at the crack of the bat, and he's going to score an RBI double for Andrew Vaughn. And that'll tie this one back up at 1-1. Still trying to get out of the inning. Yohan Moncada chops it over to Wong, and Flexen will do just that, but he does give up the 1, and we're tied up after 4. Go to top 5, where Pollock will lead off, and he gets a 1-2 slider up in the zone and hits it to deep center field at the wall, and it's over. A solo shot for Pollock. He gets the run right back for the Mariners, and he did plenty of that last season for the White Sox. And he gets some revenge against his former team, his 16th of the season, and he gives the Mariners now a 2-1 lead. Going to the tops of the 6 now with 2 outs, Cease will walk Jared Walsh, and that'll be how his day ends. 5 2/3 innings for Cease. Gave up 2 earned, but he is responsible for the runner on first. Joe Kelly will come in out of the pen for the White Sox, and a perfectly hit ball by Teoscar Hernandez. The full count hits this one to center, and will also get all the way to third. So Kelly not out of the inning yet. Runners on the corners, 2 away for Eugenio Suarez, who has not had the power numbers the past couple months, but he's been hitting for a lot better average. 259 this month, 329 the month before. Chops this one to first, but nice glove there by Vaughn to bat it down, and he will tag Suarez, so no runs will score. Nice defensive play by the first baseman, as the Mariners now lead 2-1. But here, bottom 6 with 1 away, Benintendi rips one to right, and it's over the wall. Benintendi gets the run right back for the White Sox. A solo shot of his own, his 15th homer of the season. Benintendi, the former New York Yankee, who signed a 5-year, $75 million contract last offseason. And he pays off in a big way here, as this one is tied up again at 2. One away now for Ryan Burroughs. Just this one up through the shortstop gap, and that's the second hit of his Major League career. He's on first and one away for Eloy Jimenez, who rips this one into left center. And Jimenez, this one will one hop off of the wall. Burroughs with some speed is going to come all the way and round and score again. And the White Sox have their first lead of the ball game. They lead 3-2. Jimenez, if he didn't get hurt early in the season, he'd probably be the favorite to win AL MVP. He's putting together an amazing season. Bond up next will pop this one up into left center field, where Pollock will range over. He'll put that one away with ease, and Jimenez will hold at second. I'll bring in Yohan Moncada for 2 on the day. Hits this one into left. Pollock will get that one. He'll make him 0 for 3, but the White Sox lead 3-2 after 6 innings. Going to the top of the 7th now, Aaron Bummer, the lefty, will come in on relief. We'll try to bum some runs off of him. Of course, pun definitely intended. Can't do it with Pollock, though, as he strikes up on the slider down and in for the first out of the inning. And I'm bringing Cal Raleigh, who gets a high slider, and he hits this one deep into left field, a mile in the air. But it just runs out of gas at the warning track as Cal Raleigh misses a home run. Wong will then strike out, and Bummer does a nice job of going 1-2-3 here in the top of the 7th. And we'll go bottom 7 now, where Penn Murphy, the all-star reliever for the Mariners, will come in relief, .9 ERA, as Flexen goes 6 pretty solid innings. He walks Oscar Colas, though, to begin the inning, so he's now on first base. Sebi Zavala will chop this one over to third. Suarez has to charge it. He doesn't have to play at second, but he will get Zavala at first base. Center fielder Jake Marisnick up next, and he swings and misses on that nasty slider by Murphy for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the second baseman Gonzalez, who rips this one through the left side of the infield to Pollock. And they're actually going to send the runner. Colas is on his way home, but the throw is in time. Pollock guns him down at the plate, and he preserves the 1-run lead. Going to the top of the 8th, Kendall Graveman now in relief for the White Sox, trying to set up their closer. I'll face off J.P. Crawford to begin the inning, and Crawford's going to slap this one over to the shortstop. What a play over there by Burroughs. Have yourself a debut. Beautiful out there. Nice flash in the leather. First out of the inning is Ty France up next, though. We'll hit a changeup right up the middle. He's in the top 10 in American League in batting average this season, but he'll be pulled in favor of a pinch runner to get a little more speed on the base pass as Sam Haggerty joins the fun. He'll actually go to second because Julio Rodriguez will draw a walk. So 2 on, 1 out for Jared Walsh, who hits a curveball and rips it into right field, and Walsh comes up clutch again. Off of the wall, that's going to score 1. An RBI double for Jared Walsh, who slides into second base. But it came at a cost. A tough break. Jared Walsh could literally have broken his arm. That would be a huge loss for the Mariners. We'll get an update after this game, but Cooper Hummel will come in pinch run in relief for Walsh. And Jose Ruiz will come in relief for Kendall Graveman. So he's got 2 on, 1 out, and Teoscar Hernandez will do a great job of hitting this one into right field, where the speedy Julio Rodriguez will come around and tag up and score, and the Mariners have retaken the lead. They lead 4-3. Still a runner, though, on third for Suarez, who walks, so that puts him now in the corners for A.J. Pollock. 3-1 pitch, hit over to first, and again, Vaughn with a nice reflex play preserves a run, but the Mariners take a 1-run lead going into the 8th, as Paul Sewald will be in charge of holding it for the M's. Robinson Cano will come in and play first base in the Ty France pinch runner from last inning. As Benintendi begins the 8th by chopping it over right over to Cano, who gets his day started actively with a unassisted 3. Burroughs up next will chop this one up the middle. So Ryan Burroughs with a 3-for-4 day. It's a very good debut for the rookie. He's on first, but Jimenez will chop this one right over to short or second. Wong gets it, throws it to Crawford, throws it to first. A double play. Nice 4-6-3 action there. As we'll go top 9. Garrett Crochet out of the pen for the White Sox with a 4 ERA. Mariners will try to get some insurance runs here, as Raleigh won't do it, though, as he looks at strike 3 down and in. Colton Wong up next will get a fastball and hit this one into shallow left center. Well, that'll bloop down for a 1-out single for the number 1 hole hitter. J.P. Crawford up next swings at a fastball about chest level. He got to lay off that one, but he can't. That's the second out of the inning. And now Robinson Cano getting his first at-bat of the day. Chops this one over to third. Nice play made by Moncada to throw him out. The Mariners have a 1-run lead going into the bottom of the ninth, where Andres Munoz will get the job trying to get his 40th save of the season. He'll begin against Andrew Vaughn. He gets him on the slider, front door action, locks him up. That's out number 1. Moncada up next. He can't connect, swinging on the slider. So that's a quick 2 down now for Munoz. And it lies in the hands of Oscar Colas, the rookie. 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 7th. As the 24-year-old from Cuba will break his bat over to third. Suarez has it. Throw him out at first base. And the Mariners will win this one by a final score of 4-3. Back and forth action here in the South Side, but it is the Mariners who are able to come out on top and show why they're potentially on their way to the postseason. 4 runs and 8 hits for the Mariners, 3 runs and 7 for the White Sox. Win goes to Murphy, loss goes to Graveman, and the save goes to Munoz. But we got to figure out what was the cost of this game. Pollock does get the player of the game against his old team, but remember the injury from Jared Walsh. He had to come out of the game. X-rays were not good initially, and he fractured his forearm. Jared Walsh is done for the season. Our big pickup of the deadline, who's played absolutely amazing since being acquired, is done. So we have to go back to where we were before the deadline and, well, try to fill his bat, which is not going to be easy. The roster spot fill is going to go to Cesar Hernandez. He'll be called up. He appeared in 9 games shortly after the All-Star break, so he will get that 26th roster spot. But we'll have to see how we can replace Walsh's production. It's not going to be easy. We do win Game 2, though, 9-4, as Teoscar Hernandez went 3 for 5 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs, as he was our entire offense. And then we had no offense in Game 3. The White Sox beat us 11-1. Just an absolutely embarrassing performance. 4 errors even on defense. As Benintendi went 3 for 4 with a triple, a double, and a single, and even stole a base. Second half of the episode, we'll return home after a long road trip, as we'll play host to the Kansas City Royals, who we played just a week ago, and they took 3 out of 4 against us in KC. They sit 60-69 on the season, but they're only a handful of games out of the wild card hunt, as the wild card race in the American League is actually pretty low. The Mariners will rock their City Connects here on Fridays. It'll be Logan Gilbert taking the mound for the M's. He'll begin his day against the rookie Gavin Cross, the former number 9 overall pick last year out of Virginia Tech. And he'll begin the day by popping this one up to center field, where Rodriguez will come in and make the grab. And we'll take a look at this Royals lineup, who's still trying to push for the postseason. It's a lot different than it was at the beginning of the season. We'll see Bryson Stott, one of their new acquisitions, next, followed by the catcher Salvador Perez. All-Star Bobby Witt Jr., who's been very cold since being selected to the All-Star game. Edward Olivares, Drew Waters, Jason Vossler, Andrew McCutchen, and Nick Prado. Bryson Stott up next will swing through the 12-6 curveball, so that'll be the second out of the inning. And Salvador Perez up next, golfs a fastball into center. That'll die out in time for Rodriguez, and the Royals go down 1-2-3. On the mound for KC will be Zach Greinke, the 2009 American League Cy Young Award winner. Have to wonder if this is one of his last seasons, as his career has come full circle back here in KC for a second year. Colton Wong will begin by chopping this one over to second, where Stott will make the play. And we'll take a look at, well, actually, we won't take a look at the Mariners lineup. It's the usual starters, as you would expect. As Crawford up next will hit this one into the left field gap, and that'll be a 1-out double for the shortstop. And what would be his 24th double of the season. Ty France up next now with a runner in scoring position. He gets a high fastball and just lifts it into a shallow outfield. Or it'll be easily caught for the second out. Not deep enough for Crawford. And then Rodriguez will chop this one over to third, as this is going to be a tough play, but it's made. Nice glove there by Vossler. And both teams scoreless in the first. Top 2 now. Bobby Witt Jr. has been ice cold since the All-Star break, as he pops this one up to the right fielder. Edward Olivares up next will chop this one over to the left side of the infield. Crawford with a nice backhanded glove makes the long throw across the diamond, but Olivares beats it by half a step. They're going to rule that a base hit. He's on first now for Drew Waters, who pokes this one into right field, and Hernandez can't get there in time. I think he could have made a little bit better of an effort there. But it allows the runners to be at the corners now, one away for Jason Vossler, who hits this one deep into center field, all the way almost to the track is Rodriguez. He'll make the grab, and that's an easy tag up for Olivares. And the Royals will strike first as they lead 1-0 off the sac fly. Andrew McCutchen up next, 1-2 pitch, check swing inside, but they'll say he went around And that'll end the second inning as the 2013 NL MVP goes down on the check. We'll go bottom 3 now, where Cal Raleigh will begin for the Mariners. They try to get that 1 run back. He'll line out into center field, and then Cano will do what he's done all season. That's get base hits. Bloops one into left center. He will again take over basically DH duties almost every day. He's on first base for Wong, who perfectly rips a hanging curve into right, but McCutchen flashes the leather as he makes a play for the second out of the inning. Cano still on first base for Crawford, who hits this one into right center. That'll get down for a base hit, and Cano's going to show off the wheels. He gets into third, even at the age of over 40. Cano can move. So now runners on the corners for Ty France, and he perfectly drills this one into left center, and it's going to clear the wall. Ty France, one of the most clutch hitters in baseball, comes through in the clutch again with a runner in scoring position. A 3-run shot for the first baseman, his 15th homer of the season. And the Mariners jump out in front. They lead 3-1. We'll go all the way to the top of 6 now, where Nick Prado will lead off for the Royals. He's 0 for 1 today, flew out back into third. Gilbert still on the mound, will fan him with an inside fastball, 97 on the gun. And that'll bring up Gavin Cross, who's played a lot better at home rather than being on the road. I guess that's part of coming to the big leagues. He liked the comfort of your home ballpark. It doesn't matter for him in this at-bat, though, as he singles into center field. The former Hokie has himself a 1-out single. He's on first base for Bryson Stott, 2-2, and it hits him. I thought he went around, but nonetheless, he'll take first base. So it's now 2-on for the all-star catcher Salvador Perez, who's put together a very good season here, as he's facing a righty here where he's 276 on the season, but he can't connect on the slider. That average will go down. Second out of the inning for him is Bobby Witt Jr. up next, the all-star. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He ropes this one over to short, and Crawford with a leap and grab probably saves a run there. Gold Glove level play there by J.P. Crawford. That'll end the inning as Nick Whitgren comes in relief for the Royals, the former St. Louis Cardinal, from basically right up the road. Takes the 6th inning, and he'll give up a leadoff single to Ty France as this one will roll all the way to the wall, and actually France is going to stretch this one into a leadoff double. So the first baseman's over there on second with his 27th double of the season. And that'll bring up J-Rod, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout and ground out in this one. But the reigning AL Rookie of the Year will swing and miss on a slider. That'll make it 0 for 3. Runner still on second for Teoscar, who ropes this one right over to the second baseman, but easy glove there by Stott. And we have 2 down now for Suarez, who gets a high slider, hits it deep to right field, but it's up against the wall, and the Mariners still lead only 3-1. 7th inning, though, as Penn Murphy will be on the mound, so Gilbert goes 6 innings, 1 earned run, and 8 Ks. Murphy will do what he does best, and that's get through the 7th, 1, 2, 3. So go bottom 7 now, where Emil Garrett, the lefty, will come in relief for the Royals. He'll begin up against A.J. Pollock, who will single this one up the middle, and the Mariners will get another base runner here in the 7th inning. Cal Raleigh will come up next, and he's in a big spot here. He's been slumping the past couple of months, and he's basically the everyday catcher now with the trade of Tom Murphy to the Angels. So you'd like to see those numbers go up for Cal Raleigh going into the postseason. And, well, he hits this one over to third. He gets knocked down, and Raleigh will beat out the throws. So nice legs there by the catcher as Bossler couldn't get him. So that's now 2 on for nobody out for Cano, who gets jammed on an inside fastball. He'll pop this one up, and Bossler will make a nice hustle play for the first out. Back to the top of the lineup we go. Wong with a fastball into center field. It's going to get down, and, well, I thought the runners were going to go home. Instead, they go back to third. So it's not an RBI. Instead, bases are loaded. 1 away for Crawford, who swings and misses on the slider running away. Big-time strikeout there for Garrett. Is now a base hit we need, and, well, we can't get it. Ty France strikes out. Still a little curious as to why the runners didn't go home, but I guess the Mariners will hold on to their 2-run lead. Sewald will get the top of the 8th now as Andrew McCutchen will lead off, who was acquired on July 4th from the Pittsburgh Pirates as the Royals try to get a postseason push. He will strike out, and then Prado will also strike out. So Sewald with back-to-back Ks here to begin the top of the 8th. Gavin Cross up next will not strike out, but instead he'll ground this one over to Suarez. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Sewald. Going to the bottom of the 8th here, where Josh Taylor will take the mound, the former Boston Red Sox. Is just going to try and preserve a 2-run deficit. But he'll begin with Julio Rodriguez singling a slider up the middle as the center fielder gets his first hit of the day. And Rodriguez has a lot of speed over there on first base, and he's going to try to use it. He's going to swipe second, And he does successfully as Rodriguez steals another base. And what is his 29th of the season? Hernandez is still at the plate. 3-1. Chopper up the middle is going to be an out at first, but Rodriguez moves over to third. So we just need a ball basically in play, and he'll score. Suarez will do just that as he hits this one into right center field, and that's not going to just put the ball in play. That's going to be an RBI double for Suarez, who gets in, and the Mariners extend their lead, now 4-1 in favor of the M's. Inning still not over. Pollock up at the plate, and they're actually going to intentionally walk Pollock. They want to force at every base as well as the double play attempt. So that'll bring up Cal Raleigh, who gets a hanging curveball. Hits it into center field, but this one will die out, as that's not the first time we've seen Raleigh miss a high breaking ball in this episode. So 2 down now for Robinson Cano. We'll chop this one over to third. It's going to be fielded, and a tough throw by Vossler. He's played very well defensively today. Gets him. But the Mariners will have a 3-run lead going into the 9th. Rondres Munoz will again take the mound, trying to get his 41st save of the season now. It'll be Bryson Stott who leads off for the Royals and hit this one into left field. And the former Philadelphia Philly, who was acquired back in May, will have himself a nice leadoff double. And he's got plenty of speed. Salvador Perez up next, 3-2 pitch. We'll look at a slider low, and that's 2-1 now for the Royals. And the tying run is at the plate. Is Bobby Witt Jr., who grounds this one over to Suarez, who steps on the bag and doesn't get to. He hesitated a little bit, didn't know where to go, but he does get the lead runner. Olivares up next will strike it on the high slider, so that's quick 2 down now for the Royals, and it lands in the hands of Drew Waters, the DH, who is 1 for 3 on the day. He gets a fastball at 102 and just hits it out to left field, where Pollock will get underneath it, and the Mariners will take Game 1 of this 3-game series against the Kansas City Royals. They win by a final score of 4-1. Good win here for the Mariners, who are trying to get a little bit of revenge from last week when they dropped 3 of 4 against KC in their ballpark, as they return home with a nice win in front of their home fans. 4 runs on 10 hits for the Mariners, only 4 hits for the Royals. They had 1 run. Gilbert with a great game. Griffey gets the loss, and Munoz does get that 41st save. And Gilbert will actually be named your player of the game. 3-hit ball in 6 innings, struck out 8 batters. A very nice performance by the Mariners pitcher. Going to Game 2, though, we lose 5-4 as Bobby Witt Jr. came alive in this one, hitting 2 home runs and driving in 2. He also got hit by a pitch. It must have frustrated Robbie Ray. Game 3, we lose as well, 8-4. So again, we drop a series to KC. We can't win a series against the Royals. As in this game, they hit 5 home runs against us, and that proved to be the difference maker. Next episode, we'll stay at home against the Oakland Athletics before traveling to New York to face the Mets, and will be a pretty big series and could potentially be a World Series preview. But I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's going to be interesting to see how we can replicate the production of Jared Walsh. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.